Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Sai, Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Sai, Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Sai, Bahasur Kahakudas. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahar, Spirit, Wind, and Lawyer. And today I want to go into a topic entitled, There Will Be a Shift. There will be a shift. Alright, when there's some attack, alright, and that attack is going to cause a negative ripple effect. And I believe that big beautiful bill, I speak as a man, is setting the stage for the aftermath of the attack. Alright. But that is my theory as a man. But there will be an attack. There will be something that's gonna cause some negative ripple effect, and the stage is already being set to have mass deportation. All right, to have it's all type of things up under that big beautiful bill. Nonetheless, um, there will be something that happens and it's going to cause a great shift. All right. And when that happens, people are really going to become psycho. It's really going to be dog eat dog world. Right now it's hard, and there are incidents all over the place, all over the planet, and all over the country where people are crashing out because we're living in hard times. It just says in the scriptures, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Basically, hard times is making people just live on the edge. It's making people snap. But there will be a shift where the grid will completely go out, or things that happen in the economy where it's really going to be chaotic. Right now, people are still tolerating each other, and most people are still able to go to work, although the price of living is skyrocketing. It's going to get worse because all these different these tax breaks, man. All right, but something's going to happen where it's going to be an attack, and it might be it's going to be complete chaos, man. All right, and at that time, there will be no hospitality. There will be no, hey, you need help, buddy? You can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody now. But at that time, man, it's going to be bad. And there's going to be a lot of setups, a lot of traps, a lot of kidnapping. This is in the scriptures. It's 2 Ezra 15 and 16, man. It's going to be like the rogue out here, man. All right? All it takes is for a nuclear explosion to happen somewhere in the States, maybe even in the ocean, like this movie I just watched. All right, a nuclear explosion. All it has, some type of attack. And then they knock the grid off, man, and just let people wander for a few days, man. 5 days, 10 days, 20 days. Just let the people turn into basically dogs, man. Scripture says a man should desire to go into a city and he won't be able to, man. People going to go in the houses, basically spoil the goods, basically robbing people, man. It's gonna be a dog eat dog world, and the elites know. I remember watching this movie called Look Who's Talking To, starring, I believe, John Travolta. I think it was his brother-in-law was in his house. He said, and this movie came out like early 90s. I saw it a little later. I don't know, I can't remember who it was at this time. It might have been his brother or his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law was like, whether there was a time where it's just going crazy, everybody's going crazy, just crazy. And you got food, all right, you got an apartment full of food. He was like, well, if you got an apartment full of food and they got guns, who's going to take what? You got the food, but they got the guns. See? He was just talking about this hypothetical time. But the elites, they project things in movies, man. The elites, they project things in movies. So he's talking about these upcoming events. Like I said, most people, they're still able to function in this society. But all the elites have to do is have some type of catastrophic event happen, and then turn the grid off and blame Japan or somebody, man. And just let everything just, you know, take its place within the past few weeks. Let a few weeks go by with no relief. And there's so many negative ripple effects to a nuclear explosion. So many negative ripple effects to a nuclear explosion, man. To any type of attack. And there's so many things that it's just so many negative ripple effects that'll take place. All right, and there's no public service. You know, just imagine how many times people go to the hospital every day. People have pains and people deal with all type of problems, and they don't have access, or they do have access to a hospital. Think about labor pains. Think about all type of things that happen, and people just get an ambulance and go to the hospital. But in that time, all right, people can't go to the hospital. You can't call the police. You can't call the firefighter to come take out this apartment fire, this house fire. You see what I'm saying? There's so many negative ripple effects, and there's so many people that's gonna die just because of the absence of public service. So people are really going to be on their own, man. And you know how many deviant people and psychopaths are out in this world, in this country. And when they become aware that there is no public service, there is no police coming, you know. Hey, the scriptures tell you that men should be as women. How much more a woman, man? All right. If you're mad at the patriarch now, as a woman, sheesh, you know, a woman is going to be a liability. See, but there's going to be a shift where, hey, pursuing to 2 Ezra 15 to 16, man. Hey, nobody's going to be trusted because of scarcity, lack of resources. And people having children and they can't feed their children, man. There's going to be some backdoor shit going on for real. Because it's already happening now. People are already like that. Especially Jake in the inner cities. You got these YNs. Oh my gosh, man. See? But the elites plan to have mass deportations. And they're doing it through the big beautiful bill. And it says that they're going to be able to deport up to 1 million people a year. That bill is signed, man. Alright? But there's so many things that can happen. There's a ripple effect from one event that's going to happen. Alright? From one event that'll happen, man. So, I mean, you know, Yahweh Bahashem outside is going to be with the hopeful elect. We have faith in that. In this time, you know, sometimes you'll think it's about to go down, then it doesn't go down, and you'll be a little disappointed. But we should really use that time to really build up your faith. But the scripture says the just shall live by his faith. You know? The scripture says the just shall live by his faith. So we gotta have faith in Yahweh Bahashem outside. See? But there's a shift is about to take place. And once that event happens, you can't trust anybody, man. You can't trust anybody now because people are secretly doing bad right now. So people might be at your job and they might overhear you talk about some food stamps or whatever, like the ear hustling. They might overhear you talk about something that you have, they don't have, man, and you think it's normal. Like, no, they ear hustling. Because people on the job secretly doing bad, man. You know, Jake got kids. Jake slick in survival mode. You know, so I mean, at the end of the day, man. You know, they be wise as a serpent. You know, but now I was just watching the other night, last night, and it's reminded me, man, it's gonna be a shift. And I notice every time they show a movie, it's kind of like dystopian, or they never show these catastrophic events with Jake in the picture. They hardly ever show like the real reaction in the inner city when these events go down, man. You know, it's not like Jake doesn't exist like that. Jake, hey, that's why it's gonna be called the time when Jake was troubled. And this is the beginning of that. How you go from deporting so-called Mexicans to going for the so-called Haitians, man? What are you really after? You know, I'm just speaking as a man. No, but that's the point. You know, and there's gonna be a major shift, and this is gonna be chaotic, man, because of the lack of resources. You're not gonna have the normalcy and the luxury of mentally saying, I'm gonna go get groceries Friday. You don't know what's going to be in store for you Friday. You're not gonna say, let me stock up some water, man. All right, and a lot of people are not gonna be able to handle that reality, that new reality of not knowing where your food is gonna come from the next day. And a lot of people, they're not gonna be able to handle that, and they're gonna unalive themselves, man. All right. You might wake up and your woman is gone. It's not talking about the normal reality, because she figured, hey, this nigga ain't got no food. This nigga ain't. She can jump ship. You know, she might just leave on sight, drive off with some nigga. You know, they promise her, because women do that anyway. Women secretly backdoor their man because somebody appear to have more money or more something than your man. They backdoor him anyway. But now that there's going to be more in your face. The survival mode is hard, man. You at least can have some event happen and let chaos ensue for weeks at a time. And then he comes up with this voila, this caracal to get America back functioning again. You know, there's gonna be military drafts, all those different things, man. Of course, martial law. You know, and like the brother just put in the comment, Romans 8:18, spiritual combat. Shalom to you. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, and we're fighting for their hedge. See, Satan wants to get us out this truth, so we won't have a hedge in that time. But if you are in this truth, you are under an ark. You are within this ark. Like Noah had his ark, this is a spiritual ark. The ark works as protection, it's a hedge of protection. So I would willing the Most High keep us within the spiritual ark, and we're protected from there's 1,000 shall fall by that side. Alright? With that, hope you were edified. Till the next time, shalom.